Did you hear that?
Heard that.
No.
Well, you're like frozen. That could be my connection.
Can you hear me, Steve?
Am I frozen?
No.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I've been able to hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear
my shit's
shit.
fucked though. I'm on internet or cell phone connection.
I'll be back.
I see your mouths moving. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
What's happening? I can hear both of you guys.
Okay, so you. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Can you hear Bobby? Yes,
You can.
I can hear Bobby.
Why the fuck can't I hear you?
Can you hear me?
That's a good question.
Stupid.
I can hear Steve.
Yeah. Can you
Okay,
hear
so
My
Yeah, I can
shit's
hear you.
so loud.
me? How can
But
you
why
hear me?
can't
so
I
you can
fucking
me?
hear anything? My shit's all fucked up.
we can tell, bud.
Okay, how about now?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Can you hear me now?
I'll
Go
come
fix
back.
your lack of noise.
No, I can hear you.
All right, so they can all hear us. Good Lord. What's up,
I
dude?
can hear you, but you're frozen. You're sitting still.
Nah, you're frozen. Let me see. Am I connected to Wi-Fi? Yeah, I'm connected to Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm connected to the good Wi-Fi too.
I'm back. You guys can probably hear me, but I can't hear shit.
Why not?
Can't hear anything. I can hear everything else I play on my fucking stupid fucking thing.
Check your. Well, you can't hear me.
Bad.
Quietly.
Yeah.
Check.
I can't hear any sound from Drew. Drew, sing to me.
Check
Sing.
audio. Oh, I wish I could
Yeah, I can't
sing.
hear shit. God damn it. All right, I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm going to have to do something.
It's gonna be just me.
I'm going to leave the studio again. I'm going to close my browser.
What's up, Adam?
Can you see me? Hear me?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. That's money.
All right. Well, that's good. I don't know what's happening to Bobby.
Oh, Bobby's in a bind. What
What's
you
going
doing?
on?
No,
In
nothing.
California.
Ooh, California girls.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
What you doing out there?
I was playing some golf.
Nice.
Yeah, and then driving some wine back. A truck full of wine back for a very rich person.
You'll have that.
Yeah. There's a whole nother league out there. It's pretty wild. There's a whole nother league above that and above that and above that. But
I still can't hear shit.
you can't hear it, but we can hear you fine. At least you're moving now. You can't hear me?
He can't hear you at all.
That's weird. That's weird, dude.
I don't understand.
Oops. Yeah, I mean, except for it's like super expensive fucking 20-year-old wine and shit. Yeah, Bobby, use your phone, like Byron's saying. Where are you at? Are you at your house, Drew?
Yeah, I'm just normally my camera's like up here a little bit, but it's still in the shop. I'm at my desk right now. So I'm just using the iPad. I'm gonna end up out in the shop here in a little bit.
Maybe it's on our end. Let me see. It can't be on our
No,
end.
it's not. No,
See,
we wouldn't be able to communicate.
That's true. It's weird that like we could hear him though.
I know.
It's got to be obviously something on his output.
Yeah, it's got to
Anyways,
be.
What are we supposed to be talking about today? I didn't
I
see
have
it.
no idea. I think I literally just named it quietly loud. I said, we love LEDs and we cannot lie.
Okay.
Money, I heard myself.
I fixed it.
What'd you do?
I went into settings and I selected a different fucking speaker thing. I've been listening. We were just watching fucking UFC fights over here on YouTube, and I don't know what the fuck happened. My shit's all fucked up, but whatever.
Well, you're back. It's good.
Yay.
Yeah.
So I am gonna need to get this motherfucker pretty short, maybe an hour or so for myself. You guys can go on a little longer if you like. I have to get up at the butt crack of dawn and drive up to Sky High with a van full of speaker boxes in the morning. So
Nice.
I am trying to get home and get cleaned up and fucking get to bed nice and early. But yeah. So
What you want to know about LED controllers, Jerry? I know about them.
I just got a 4-channel one that's pretty dope. It's got some cool shit on it. It's got some there's like 7 or 8 different trigger inserts on it.
Ooh,
So,
what is it?
I'll pull it up. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna buy one of those Diamore LED board things.
Oh, the VU things.
Yeah, and then once it gets to soft clip, everything will turn yellow, and then when it's clipping, all the lights in the car will just turn red.
Hell yeah!
Let me see if I can find it.
How many strips can you hook to an ESP32 on WLED? So it depends on what you're using beyond that to power stuff. If you want to power a bunch of stuff and you want to make your life easy, look up Quinn LED, QUIN LED. He sells a bunch of super nice pre-built WLED controllers that have like power behind them.
yeah, injecting power.
I don't know if this is the one I bought or not. How can I go to my shit here? Let's see. I better never do this on a computer. It's weird. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it on
Where
my
are
phone.
you at, Steve?
I'm in Oxnard.
You
At
playing
the
some
moment.
golf? Oh, you froze.
Yeah, I played this morning. Oh no, did I freeze?
No, you're not. You're unfrozen now, but you did freeze for a second. Yeah, that's cool. How'd you do? How'd you play?
I played.
Oop.
Played at one of the nicest courses in the world, Sherwood Country Club. So that was dope. Yeah.
We didn't hear how you played. You just we only heard, yeah.
I shot 74, 2 over.
Nice.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Okay.
I have 2
All right.
JP63s and 2 JP40s. Should add another JP40 or Ultra Cat. I mean, unless you're competing like aggressively, just do another HG40.
SP602E. No, 602E.
603E.
SP602.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Say 603 is one. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, this is the one.
Did I send you guys the video, all the LEDs in the fucking Challenger?
Yes, I think so. You sent us something. Yep.
You want to show that
so
to
little
the
triggers.
viewers?
If you want to tell the lights to do shit, pretty dope. And it's got the whole, what's it called, app, obviously. And what's pretty cool about the app, since it has these 4 zones, you could tie the zones together if you want. So that, like, if you want all the zones to run the same pattern, you could group them together. Or if you want to have control over each zone, you could do that. But for $23, it's I like it so far.
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah.
Let's go see.
As far as the strips go, though, I have been having issues. Every time I get new
so
strips, fuck something up.
Give me a second. You're doing 12 volt in there, right? Give me a second.
Yeah, it was 12.
WS 20, WS 2015.
Bobby, do you have
So
pictures of the what did you say, the Challenger?
Yes, the challenging Challenger. I sent a video to our group. I thought Drew might be dragging it up.
Okay.
Are you doing that, Drew, or do I need to do something different?
I can do it. Let's see, quietly. Maybe you're not gonna. Okay, there it is. Loud. I got a vid. That's not a Challenger. That's 618s. No, I don't think it's in this group.
Oh, okay. I sent this one and this one. Yeah, there you go. I just sent them in our group. I sent them in the fucking and we did do the door panels, but I don't have any video of that yet. But like I machined all the aluminum pieces. I was gonna have Jim do it, and Jim was like, "This is way better to be done on a CNC router." And I was like, "Fuck, that means it's a real pain in the ass because it's gonna be a pain in the ass on the fucking router." But he gave us some really good advice on what bits to use, and then we didn't know how to use them, so we were fucking shit up at first. And then we started to figure out where we were kind of dumb, and then we figured out where we were really dumb, and then everything worked really, really good. So
you did aluminum on your machine?
Yep, we've done it a bit before with very good success, but like it's super time consuming and it's fucking messy as hell, and you know what I mean? It's like, oh man, you really throw a big I mean our CNC machine runs, 10 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week. So it's like, let's machine aluminum for 13 hours.
The video just came.
Like,
God,
I'm almost done building the last box, and I'm like, cool. Start stretch wrapping and cleaning and working on other things because, like, yeah, you got to figure out how to do more work on other stuff, guys. So, yeah. Anyway,
My fucking internet sucks.
that's all right.
Thanks, dude. Still have some shit to figure out, but it does sound good. There's no reason why it should be louder on music than on a burp. Something ain't right.
that sounds like the wagon.
Yeah, something's funny somewhere.
Jeez, what the fuck?
So what that is I took pieces of 3/4 inch acrylic. I 3-dimensionally machined those hexagonal shapes, and then I filled that with metal flake and resin on all of those. Those acrylic components in the doors are 3D printed so there's an aluminum piece that goes around the doors now too. And all of those components have an aluminum machined polished piece around all of those pieces on the roof. That was super, super duper fucking hard. Like, me and the guys worked super hard to create that. But you could see the way all the sides and the angles of all the hexagons just gobble up that light.
No,
you know what I mean? It's pretty.
So
fucking,
do you have a strip? Do you have a strip running in like each little?
Yeah, every single one of those has its own LED strip around every one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. And those tweeters are
all
all.
Like that, when you do something like that, so do you have like pigtails coming from each little thing, and you tie those all together into one?
No, they had like multiple controllers, and they're like, it's a lot.
Jesus.
Yeah,
looks like a
lot. That was figuring out all those lights. I was like, figure it out, Colt. And he was like, all right. And so there we are. It's really good. So hopefully, I think by the end of next week, the Challenger will be ready to like roll out, or at least I'll drive it around for a few days. I actually sent another video where you see what it looks like with the lights off, it's still quite beautiful. And that's important because you know how many times you see things that they're all lit up and their lights are on and it looks fucking really beautiful, and they turn the lights off and it's like shit. You see wires and you see the fucking LED strip and all that stuff, and you're like, oh, that looks really cool, but right on, that's cool. But if you see this other video, you'll see that it still looks very elegant. And
so Steve, for your Explorer, you're running 12-volt LEDs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you obviously keep breaking something with the data. So I sent a link in our chat. The WS2815 is a dual data channel 12-volt adjustable LED. You can order like just the exposed, you can order covered in silicone. There's all kind of options, different densities, all kind of stuff. But the fact that it's dual channel data gives you redundancy if you break one of the channels.
Is that what's happening?
Probably.
Like in my strip, everything's good, and then there's like a spot about this big that just like is blinking white.
And it's like in the middle of a strip.
Yeah, everything after that's fine, and everything before it's
No,
fine.
that's not data. Then that's
that little part of the lights.
just damaged LEDs.
Yeah, got smushed or something right
Well, because
there.
it's if it's WS2811, then it's every 3 LEDs are controlled. So whatever controls those 3 said nope. Let me bring up this.
Whatever.
Can you show that other video?
Yep. Yeah, it just showed up. Like.
Oh really? Oh
yeah. There you go.
Nice. Okay, so now you can see the aluminum a lot better.
Yeah, you can see the aluminum really well. You see
Yeah.
the headliner, and you can see that it's all very smooth.
How far back's that go?
What do you mean? It's the whole, I mean, it's got a little 5 or 8 inch border around the whole roof because it's relatively flat.
So that goes like all the way to the above the back seats too, huh?
Yep, it sure does.
That's dope.
It's a pretty big. It's like 41 by 37 or something like that, I think.
You guys have had that car for a minute now.
A fucking minute. Well, because it started out as like it was gonna be this like medium large scale, not that big of a deal. But the customer, he's a crazy dude. He's a really smart guy, and he's a very talented tattoo artist, and he's pretty wealthy. And I started working on it, and I had like some ideas, and he was like, hold on, you know what? I want you to do things that you've never done before in every piece of this build. Like, I want you to do crazy shit you've never done before on a door. I want you to do crazy shit you've never done before in a trunk. I want you to do crazy shit on the roof, because he had a Starliner in there. And it was like, and it has to be way fucking cooler than these lame ass Starliners. And I was like, oh shit. And I like showed him the acrylic roof in like the Raiden. And he was like, yeah, I need something like that. But it's got to light up all kinds of crazy colors and shit. And then, Colt was like, dude, you're fucking killing me. This roof is a bubble. I don't know how the fuck we're going to make that work. And so we started figuring out how to do that. And that roof, the way that I made all those separate components, they had their own like little separate bucket assemblies that all the lights go into. And then we put them all in the roof and then body filled between them just so, and then did the upholstery, and then the acrylic components fit in, and then the billet.
How do you have that attached to the roof?
Shitloads of construction adhesive. And so we did the plywood laminate on the roof, and then we laminated each of the buckets and fastened with fasteners to that. And then the billet pieces actually hold the acrylic, and those fasteners go all the way through and into the whole roof assembly. So in the trunk, there is a 4th order bandpass with 3 Relentless 12s that'll be run by 2 7100s at 0.66 ohms. So that should be pretty fucking badass out of the trunk. And we super duper sealed off the trunk from the car, and there's a shitload of acrylic there that we're working on. So,
and where's it's like ported through the deck or through the front?
Through behind where the back seats go. And it actually still has the back seats. that was one of the things he was like, this kind of sucks because I want to have the back seats because I want to be able to throw the kids in the car and go. And I'm like, that sounds fucking great. But he was like, but make it pound like crazy as you possibly can. And I'm like, well, okay.
All right.
Back seats fold up and they're there. And if you fold them down, you see a big acrylic window, shitloads of light, you know, big ass Gately shield shape, acrylic port assembly. And it's a fourth order. It's really, the box ends up being half of what the Slam Halen box is, right? So let's just cut it all in half and send it. It should be badass. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What's in the doors?
The door's got some really wild shit. It's got a JL TW310 in a sealed box on the door. And then we were able to keep the factory door handle and window control assembly in the middle of our door panel. And then it has two Gately Proto 6.5s in each door in their own sealed chamber. And then it has four 3-inch and 4 of the B2 horn tweeters because it needs to be super loud. And then it has 4 tweeters in a crazy little 3D printed acrylic array that they're all kind of tilted kind of on axis. And I designed the part, and we had it kind of worked out on how to machine it out of a solid piece of acrylic. And we had done a couple test pieces with reasonable success, but they weren't quite perfect yet. But then John Nolte got this super badass, like very expensive resin printer, and he was like, "I think I can make those," and they're fucking awesome. And they had a little bit of stuff from the way that it printed kind of on it, and Colt sanded it all and shot them with some clear coat, and it's fucking like, they really couldn't be more perfect. They're really amazing. So John saved the day on that. It was really cool.
Nice.
But it's really coming together. It's real close. So we'll have a bunch of pictures. The car has like a purple wrap that's got like some fadey kind of nonsense to it. It's not that awesome, and he doesn't like it at all. So he wants us to redo the wrap. So I'm just going to kind of manage that for him. And I have so we're going to look into that once we complete the rest of the audio system. I may have him take it, be like, why don't you take this thing for a month or 6 weeks and beat on it and have fun with it and try to break something. And then
bring it back later.
We'll fix that and we'll get your wrap done, So.
Seal off the trunk from like the back side to the outside, or from like the front of the box to the inside of the car? Which part are you trying to seal off? Like, you trying to stop it from rattling and going like this?
Yeah, the trunk won't rattle at all. The trunk is.
No. Yeah. So
yeah, it's
his
like.
Question.
Oh.
not
oh yeah. I'm not making the trunk. Like, I don't want to have any sound energy in the trunk if I have it my way. Now, that's not always a good idea for like an SPL vehicle, but for something that you want to sound awesome and be beautiful and not be embarrassing to play in front of people at like Cars and Coffee, seal that trunk all the way off, do a badass band pass, probably a 4th order out of the trunk, maybe come through the deck lid, or maybe come through the ski hole, or maybe fold the back seat down and have a big port. But yeah, just keep working on it until it doesn't rattle anymore. I mean, it is pure relentless effort of adding sound deadening and gluing wood and fiberglass reinforced body filler and windshield adhesive. Windshield adhesive has been a lot of fun for us lately. It's super expensive, but we can glue some shit together with like a really strong, rubbery, very awesome adhesive that help a whole bunch. We've been doing that quite a bit with really good success. So, start fabbing wood panels and gluing them to the car and screwing them to the car and sealing off every little inch of the trunk so that the trunk in the cabin of the vehicle are separated from one another, fully sealed, and then put a big port or maybe put your subs in that with a chamber. Or if you were doing an IB, that's how you would do a really good IB, which we actually started out with that. We were going to do 2 18s IB. We tested some of our Gately subs, and we tested some built to be infinite baffle 18-inch subs. Neither of them performed quite where, I mean, it sounded fucking beautiful, and it was like pretty loud, but not as loud as what we wanted to be. And I really expected it to be more. And so it just kind of, yeah. That was so we pulled that out and we did the 4th order. So,
What LF audio update? Talk about the one where the bass knob can boost signal now, like a line driver.
Well, that's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've been talking to him a lot over the last couple of days. Not a lot, but enough. And he's got
gain more by adding power.
He's got this 4-channel and 6-channel box, basically. So you can use a single knob or the dual knob, and you could cycle between 6 different zones, in essence. You could tie them all together. You could do all kinds of stuff with it. But like we were talking about last week, where if you just have one knob, control a bunch of different things. Well, that he's done it. It's coming in like 3 months, 2-3 months.
I actually have a couple of bass knobs sitting here. I meant to put one in the Soulgasm, but we haven't had a windshield on it. We glued a double windshield on that thing today. The guys at NSA built us a double windshield for the Soulgasm, and we got all the alternators back yesterday and installed all the alternators. So in a day or so, we're going to be able to play the Soulgasm with a double windshield and a reinforced firewall, and like the only things that aren't really extreme are the doors.
Yeah, those would
should be pretty fucking wild.
The next one's hey, I think I'm gonna have you build me the port for the rear chamber.
Yeah, just see what that's like. Okay,
Bobby.
Oh yeah. I'll yeah, I think you're gonna expect it, but I can still hear you, and I am talking to you. Can you hear me? Now Steve's frozen. That sucks. Are you back? Hi, Steve.
I think so. Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me now? Sucky. Well, at least
you guys are
smiling
crazy,
right there.
Around.
Jonathan McRae, you should probably add power first.
Yeah.
Your single M8000.
And your 99, those 9915s aren't going to fit where those X's are. But the FI should drop right in because the 9515s are pretty much 17-inch woofers.
And those are both 4-inch coil subs, so you're going to want more power anyway. So
yeah.
I guess it depends on what you're trying to gain.
Yeah.
Steve? Is he still froze?
Can you hear me now?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yes, sir. Okay. So
all right.
I will bring up he fucking left. He was like, fuck it, I'm out. I'll make Steve shit for him in case anybody asks. We'll figure it out. It'll be fun. I'm gonna make a porty thingy for him. There he is.
All right.
I'll make that port gizmo for you. I'll design it. I'll send you a rendering of it and give you instruction on how you'll assemble it in place in the truck. So it should be pretty cool. I think we can make it work very reasonably. So
yeah, I'll still do some.
You just say adding another ramp
as a 4th order, but I think what I want it to do, I might not be able to get it to do as a 4th order. So we'll see. I want it to play a little lower.
So let's talk a little bit about the situation from last week.
Oh man, yeah, that's crazy.
So last week when we were on the show, we were talking about somebody on the show asked if I was attending the Sunrise Cruise. And that is a little local, like, kind of event that this guy puts together, and he makes it pretty awesome. And we talked about this last week about it's pretty awesome. There's hundreds of vehicles in every way, shape, and form. Big ass lifted trucks, hot rods, supercars, lowriders, classics. I mean, my buddy Mikey's friend came out with a right-hand drive, like Land Cruiser and shit. It was sick. There was some amazing stuff. It was a beautiful 69 Camaro parked over by us. I mean, the whole thing. There was some sick-ass lowriders, super sick lowriders, like $100,000, $200,000 super dope-ass lowriders rolling through. My buddy came rolling in his fucking Aventador. Sick. And there are just hundreds of vehicles. And we brought out the guillotine and the banging on wheels. And Brad had his Fifth Element, the Mercedes. And we were giving demos to people that had never seen anything like that before. That's one of the things that's really fun about it. Last week we were talking about, I was talking about how pretty rad this event is, and it goes really well. And how it got a little bit kind of sketchy, scary pretty late at night. We barely touched on it. It was like got a little scary when it was getting pretty late. So we got out of there. We had the Slam Halen out as well. Thanks, Jerry. But that last year, it started getting a little like, it was like 11:30 at night, and like there was some people left a little bit of a mess when they left. So me and a couple of my guys went over and cleaned up all their shit and went and threw it in a garbage can that was right fucking there. And we're like, and then there was like this like crew of guys, and they were all drinking hella beers, and one of them had his shirt off, and he was like flexing on some guys over there. But I thought I was like, I think he's just joking around. Those are probably his buddies or whatever. You know what I mean? But it was just, and then like some dude was revving the shit out of his engine, and that's like, okay, that's cool. But then he like let off the clutch and didn't realize he was in gear or something, and did like, and fucking like was like all sketchy, and like he didn't mean to. You could tell he didn't mean to, or like if he did, he's a fucking loser. And it was like, and I'm like, and Allie's like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here. This is getting a little sketchy. That was the last time, right? That was, I don't know, fucking 4 or 5, 6 months ago, whatever it was. It was like, let's go. Because it was just a little bit like the energy was, but I mean, that was long after the whole real event should have been over. But so anyway, I mentioned that it got a little sketchy. I didn't tell that story of that experience last week.
Yeah.
The next day or when was it that you got the message from the other person? And I won't say his name or anything because
Monday? Yeah, Monday.
So after the event had happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So on Monday, somebody sent a direct message to Drew.
To me, directly.
Directly to Drew.
Yeah, Monday, 5 o'clock.
Like saying, hey, I want to talk to you about a situation with Bobby and Steve on the show last week, right?
And I'm like, yeah. So this is exactly what he said. Hey, bro, I would very much like to discuss a situation that came up on one of your recent podcasts with Steve and Bobby. When you have a few minutes, I would like to clear this up. Please give me a call. And I was like, what situation?
And he didn't respond, right?
No.
Okay. So you had sent that, and I didn't think anything. I don't know who the guy is. I don't remember what his name is or anything else. But, if we rewind back to after that event, that guy, the guy that puts on the show, the guy that sent that message to Drew, he came by Gately Audio and was like, hey, I wanted to thank you for coming out to the Sunrise Cruise. That was really awesome having you guys out there. And I was like, well, shit, man, thanks for putting it on. Like, that was awesome out there. That was a shitload of people. It was pretty rad. I saw a lot of beautiful cars. Man, Sacramento's got a lot of people with really, really rad vehicles. Yeah. And they all come out there. And he's like, thanks, and blah, blah, blah. And he's a little weirdish guy, but he was cool. I was stoked that he did it. And off he went. So Monday afternoon, probably 4:30 or so, Allie and I are getting ready to leave, and we were talking to one of our technicians, Lucas, because we were just putting Lucas on payroll. He's a new hire, and he's awesome. He's a good friend of ours. And we were chatting with him, and I see this guy walking towards me, and I recognize him that I know him, but I don't know who he is. I'm like, who the fuck is that? And he's walking towards me, and he's got like this kind of look to him, and he's looking a little aggressive, and I'm all, that. I was like, is this like some grumpy customer or something? That's rare. I'm like, what is going on with this guy? And he's approaching. He sees me from a ways away, and he's walking right at me. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, oh, it's going all right. And I'm like, and he's like, you got a minute to talk? And I'm like, absolutely. Who are you? And what can I do for you? And he's like, I'm blah, 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 whatever his name is. I actually don't know what it is. I probably wouldn't repeat it because I don't want to like roast this particular person. But
Yeah.
he's all, I'm the guy that puts on the Sunrise Cruise, and I wanted to talk to you about a situation from what you were talking about on your podcast last week. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, why would this dude be annoyed? Like he was clearly pissed off and a little huffy puffy. Like it was already kind of obvious, right? And he says, he's like, you said it was a great show and there's hundreds of like cars, there's thousands of people. You said all that was all, and it was a good time, but you said it gets a little scary at night. And I'm all, yeah, I did. And he like kind of takes a little bit of a step towards me and widens his base, and he gets his hand like this, and he's like, let me tell you what that does. First of all, it does, and he starts to, it makes, and he's like elbows up, and he's like, and I stopped him, and I was like, stop. I will never come to your shit again. And you should never, ever come back to my shop. Now, and I did the whole, get your fucking sorry ass out of here right now.
Go, be gone.
And he walked away. And I was like, hey, tune into the show next week.
So he's watching right now.
He might. He may not. But anyway, dude, if you would have said, why did you say it got scary late at night?
Because it gets scary late at night, bud.
That's a little sketchy, man. I feel like we're this close to some assholes doing fucking sideshows on Sunrise once it reaches fucking midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, and that made me a little uncomfortable, and that's why we wanted to get the fuck out of there. And that's the truth. Some fucking drunk dude with a bunch of prison tattoos with his fucking shirt off, flexing on some guy over there, and I don't know if he's fucking joking around with that guy or not. I don't know if that's his buddy. And I'm like, and then some people lift some fucking garbage out that me and my fucking crew cared to pick up, and I'll do that shit every time at every goddamn event I ever go to. Somebody leaves a fucking mess that's right near me, I'm gonna go pick that shit up, especially if there's a garbage can right near me. And, some dick nose that doesn't know how to fucking rev his engine and fucking be funny, fucking dumps the fucking clutch and does an accidental fucking burnout, looks like a jackass. Like, and yeah, it got a little uncomfortable. It was like, we're going to go ahead and get the fuck out of here. So this time.
I don't even remember you talking about it not being or being sketchy last week.
Dude, it was, if we go back and look at it.
Yeah.
It was probably a 10-second. It got a little fucking sketchy late at night, and you probably like half agreed with me, like, yeah, that's a typical shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, we could look at the fucking video and.
Hey, when is Autorama, Bobby? Is that a summer show?
Beginning of May.
Okay. Man, that's fucking. We'll see what dates it ends up being.
Okay. Jonathan, it depends on what everything's doing now. I know you said you're adding another amp. You adding another amp and dropping ohm load? I mean, I hope so. That'd be the goal, right?
Dave, when you say what a dick, you're talking about me, right? Because I ranked that dude's whole fucking goddamn thing, and he walked off like a fucking coward. I mean, I was by no means threatening him in any way, shape, or form, but I think as soon as I interrupted him and wasn't going to have him sitting there gritting his teeth and fucking elbows up and fucking, this is what, and I'm like, oh, this dude is going to start mouthing off. He's got to get the fuck out of here. And so I shoot his sorry ass away, and it was better that way. So, anyway.
So this ice cream cruise, I got all the info, I did all that shit, and it's literally like, they must give first right of refusal to last year's vendors or something, because they sent me the pamphlet the day that it was open to everybody else. And the 2-day part of it, which is the only way I'm going to drive halfway across the country, is if I get 2 days show and have a booth and stuff. They were all gone. The only booths they had open were for like, it was just Friday or just Saturday or something like that. But it's put on by 1320. It's a humongous fucking show. I thought it'd be great to go to. I talked to you a little bit about it, Bobby, but maybe it'd be something we plan for next year because I know they don't have a base presence. I don't know if they want it or not, but
Right, that's that thing is you show up and you're like, here's an explorer and a soulgasm. They're like, get that shit the fuck out of here. Fuck no. You're like, oh,
so the thing, like, given that it's 1320 and he's made his everything off of YouTube, like his videos are about like that kind of viral stuff. So I don't know.
I saw all of them.
But no, Jim's been there.
In the airport on the way home from New York. Kyle, Fred, all of them. Every single one of them at the airport. I was like, I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah.
But it was just cool. Like, damn. If I'd have known you were trying to, if I'd have, I guess, known or remembered, I'd have been like, hey, you need to let my guy in there. ASAP, Rocky.
What is it so loud for, Jim? Is it just because there's a bunch of cars or people playing music or like why is it loud?
Race cars.
Are they racing there? I don't even know.
Yeah, Ice Cream Cruise is a race thing.
Ah.
Well, that sounds
it's a
kind of
giant
cool.
car show as well, obviously.
Yeah.
So this was the same guy that had visited me, and I think it was like 3 or 4 months ago, after we had gone out that first time, when we experienced the kind of scary, a little bit sketchy, let's get the fuck out of here first time. But it was late. It was fucking late, which it's like he has no control of that. He did a fantastic job putting on this event and keeping it pretty fucking chill. But there's no way you can control fucking 1,000+ people, especially when it starts. This dude was probably home in bed by fucking 11:30 or fucking midnight when we were getting the fuck out of there, because it was winding down. But when the showy people that are all chill are winding down, some people that are partying pretty fucking hard were getting a little bit fucking wild.
Not so chill.
Not so chill. It was, and you could feel the energy heading that way. And like even Jerry fucking mentioned right here, there was some fuckery going on. Tell us a little bit about what fuckery was going on. And by no means of whatever this fuckery is this guy responsible for. The only thing this guy's responsible for is not asking me a very simple fucking question like, why did you say that? I'd have been all, dude, I would have named out those things and he would have been all, oh, yeah, I guess that is kind of a little bit of a shitty vibe and make you want to go, it's getting a little fucking sketchy out here. Let's get out of here. And it was late at night. And I said it was fucking late at night when that shit happened. You know what I mean? So if he would have just simply been like, Bobby, why did you say it was scary, man? That made me feel bad. And I've been like, bro, it isn't on you. That's why we made sure we fucking left kind of early, you know? So anyway, I don't want people to not go to his shit. I won't. I just won't, because like if you're gonna walk up to me an asshole just like that, then you might make that mistake again. I'm only gonna like kind of like let you slide your ass out of there once before I start talking shit like a dickhead. So yeah. That's super fucking fun. Yeah. Yep. So I'm just reading the comments as they're sliding in. But yeah, like people fucking doing burnouts. And it goes from I'm leaving and I'm doing a burnout to some dude starts swinging them in a fucking intersection, and as soon as that shit happens, fuck, there'll be 24 fucking pieces of shit lined up and everything's got a fucking LS and will smoke the shit out of the tires now, and they'll be fucking doing the whole goddamn thing. So that's what the fuck I was talking about, where shit gets kind of scary. The last thing I fucking want to do is be stuck in a traffic fucking jam waiting for a fucking sideshow to be over. I'm fucking good.
Yep, that's like the last thing on my list.
Yeah, no fucking way. So anyway.
Yeah, Drew can tell us about that. He was there for that. How much did you get to play for those guys?
Not a ton. Probably 5 minutes, but I mean, we're full rip. The only thing they want us, we brought up that we should probably move away from the airport, the hangar on at the airfield, because of the sensitive, all the sensitive pressure things on the plane. Other than that, no, it was great.
Did you just pull up and you were like, "What up?" Or did
no? I I posted on social media. I'm like, hey, like I know someone knows them. Make the connection happen, and the internet made it happen. So he ended up texting me and lining it up to meet up later that day, or was it next day? One of the two.
So what's the likelihood that some of the vehicles at that fucking sideshow that was 10 miles away left that fucking event? Probably kind of high. Is that dude responsible? No, he's fucking not at all. Is the event responsible? No, not at all. But I have a fucking legit thing to be able to, like, it got a little scary kind of late at night. They're fucking, you know, there's a fucking 1,000 cars and fucking, or let's say there's 200 cars.
How did they die? Did
They probably got hit by an idiot doing fucking donuts, or they got shot at. Yeah. A little bit of both.
Probably both.
So there was, I guess there's a viral video of that's not the one I went to click. Was this one? Two guys almost got their ass kicked in a YouTube video. You sent a video to us, Steven?
Yeah. Let's see. What did he say here? Would my Salt AK be enough for two 15-inch B2 XM3s? Is 1K good for both? A good deal? $1,000 for both subs or for the whole thing?
Maybe if it's the whole thing, I want one.
Yeah,
I want to.
I'll take that Salt AK for $1,000 and fucking throw those B2s away.
So
they're mediocre. The XM3s are going to be pretty fucking old, from what my understanding is. If they were calling it an XM, then it's probably from 2018. And
Woofer technology has come a long way.
What's that?
I said
Woofer technology and woofer assembly knowledge by the guys at B2 came a long way as well.
So
some of them are pretty fucking bitching. Some of them, especially from back then, were a lot more of a struggle than other things. But yeah. I don't know if we want to watch the fucking video. Where was that from, Steve? Is that from the Sacramento area or in the area of the event?
Like, it's a video of what exactly?
Yeah, tell us what it is before we go dragging this shit up. And all of a sudden we get some fucked up shit on there. Then so I'm gonna do a fucking tangent as a motherfucker right now, and I'm gonna tell a funny fucking story that I may have already told before, but here I go. You know, sometimes like you get people online that like on Instagram or something, and they're your buddy, and they fucking send you videos all the time. I got like 24 people that do that, and often they send us super funny fucking videos, and it's all good, right? Well, Allie manages the Gately audio page, and sometimes some people think they're messaging me. So one day, this guy that sends all kinds of funny videos and crazy stuff that happens videos, and she usually clicks on it, he sends a video to the Gately audio page that Alex runs, and she opens it, and it is some chick spreading her big old ass cheeks. You just see her butthole, and it's like dirty shit going on, and she's like, "What in the fuck is? Oh my god!" And I'm all, "What are you watching, babe?" And she's like,
"That's not me.
Somebody sent this to me." I'm all, "To you?" And she's like, "Well, to the Gately audio page, they must think it's you." And I'm like, "Why would they? What made whatever actions you had in regards to videos you see they said you respond to make them think that you're me, and I'm interested in seeing some chick's big booty spread out with butthole and whole vagina?" And it wasn't really like a really beautiful butthole or vagina or any of the sort. It was like,
it wasn't even a good one. Golly.
And she's like, "What do I do?" And I'm like, you respond back and you go, "Hey, you sent that video to Bobby's wife. I run this page." He's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." It's like, I fucking bet you are. You like fucking, and then like a couple days later, just back to the regular funny shit that he just sends all the time. It's like, she's like, "He kept sending me things." I'm like, all right, cool. At least he didn't feel like, "Oh, fuck it." You know, he's like, "Oh, I'm still friends with these people. I'm gonna go back to sending them fucking crashing roller coasters and funny bass videos and funny meme things with, you know, like the fucking the video memes and shit." Now, anyway, But there you go. That's my don't click Steven's video until he tells us what we're gonna see. Two drunk guys being disrespectful, yelling at exotic car owners in the daytime in front of kids. Where is that at, though? Is that any relation to the event we're talking about, Steve?
It's just some random video.
Or is it just some random shit? I mean, because I don't need to see that.
All the time, you know?
I'll watch it later, but I don't need to. I don't want it to look like it's related to that guy's event, because that guy's event is pretty fucking rad. Well, okay, well, that's different. That wasn't really part of that, though, right? Or was that part of that guy's event?
What is that? Tognodis.
Tognotti's is a automotive parts store. Like, they got a lot of race car parts and shit in stock here in Sacramento. You can go there and you can buy pretty badass race car parts at a fucking premium. But you're like, I need this shit, and you fucking go sick. They probably have it at Tognotti's, and so lucky you can go spend some money. They got some cool shit in there, though. It's a really nice race car place. So
Nice.
Yeah. It was part of the cruise. You believe it was? God damn it. It's getting a little sus there, Stephen Dunn. Sus, buddy.
Steven said, don't worry about me, bud.
But, well, anyway.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Oh, shit. I don't want to drive back to Vegas tomorrow.
How long of a drive is that?
It's not too bad. It's 5 hours.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's definitely more than 0.
Like, I need one of those cars that are really good at self-driving soon, so I could just go to sleep and just push like my destination and just go to sleep.
When we got the Tesla, it had the like self-driving thing, and you have to kind of keep a hand on the steering wheel.
Yep.
And I only tried it twice, and it kept on thinking I was trying to tell it to change lanes. So I was having trouble getting the feel for it. And then when I'm like, I'm not trying to change lanes, it would just let off the fucking gas.
It said,
on
the yard, bud.
On the fucking freeway. And I'm like, oh my God. And I like hit and Allie's like, what are you doing? I'm like, the fucking car was stopping. I know it's my fault, but like its answer for, oh, you're not trying to change lanes, I'm going to go ahead and fucking stop on the fucking freeway is not the appropriate answer. So I was like, God damn it. And then
Elon said that is the appropriate answer. That is the appropriate answer.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, I should try it again and not on the freeway and get familiar with how I need to operate it so that I can have the self-driving. But it costs like $100 a month. And I'm like, I don't need that shit. But I'll tell you what, let's say hypothetically, I fucking fly home from a trip and it's super fucking late at night and I'm in Oakland or San Francisco and I got a fucking 2-hour drive and I'm fucking tired as fuck. I'm going to be like, beep, beep, boop, $100. Let's see how this shit goes, son. Woo!
That's
right. And that's when it's going to happen. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's.
Or at least, like, I mean, they've been talking about building one of those hyper trains or bullet trains or whatever from LA to Vegas since I was
30 plus years. But
like, are you going to build that shit already, dude? Like, fuck, man. If I could just get home in an hour, that'd be nice. But it's not happening. So,
yeah.
Elon said, give him a minute. Damn.
Dude, it's like there's so much money that I don't know why Vegas just doesn't pay for it. Pay for it.
Yeah.
It'll probably pay for
things up here in Sacramento.
With all the extra income from people coming to blow their paychecks out here. Shit.
Yeah, $35 or something. Hop on the fucking train and zip home in an hour. You're like, sick. Let's go to a fucking baseball game. Actually, you don't even need to do that shit anymore because they'll have all of it in Vegas fucking in a year. That's what they did. They were like, fuck that train. We'll get a fucking hockey team and a fucking baseball team and a football team, and you don't need none of that shit. What you want to go to fucking LA for? Go to the fucking goddamn Skid Row and
just go to the ocean.
Yeah. Come on, let's take the train up to LA, take a shit on the ground, and come home.
So, Jonathan, if you're still watching, message me about that system you got going on with the XV3s and whatnot. I'm sure we can find you some output.
On the van made you sick, John. We talked
probably burning fucking gnarly expanding foam shit in there or something, he would. God damn it.
So we were
Elon
talking about
said,
LEDs earlier.
Make flat. Oh yeah, I guess we haven't talked about
Oh,
LEDs a lot.
it's almost done.
It's pretty dope.
It's almost
That's
done.
going in
My
the
Duramax.
truck,
And
right?
that's under
Yeah.
the seat, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool. That looks really good, man.
I'm trying.
Nice. And then, are you going to try? Are you doing like a cover for it all too, so you only see the amps, or do you want the
No,
stuff?
all of that's going to be exposed. The box and everything is going to end up trimmed out once we confirm that it works acoustically. And then the amp rack might change, but I doubt it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'd like it. I like it both ways. I mean, when you do the wiring like
I
that,
do
it's
too.
good to keep it
If
open.
the wire looks super fucking sick, I like to see the wire. But that's the way I've always fucking been. And so then when you see somebody that has it all super hidden, you're like,
Why are you hiding it?
does it look like shit under there?
Well, that's like if you go look at all the clean wiring pages, they all a lot of people just pass wire directly to the back, like right under the amps, or they'll do zip ties in the front, then everything wraps around the back. I always think, what are you hiding? How bad is it on the backside? Show me.
So I'll tell you,
Pull it up again, Drew. Let me see the amps again. I think the only thing
you see the amp racks that the guys put the holes through the bottom of it and they come right into the fucking amp with the wire.
Yeah.
I'm like, what a fucking nightmare. That is such a fucking pain in the ass. And if you have to service anything, it's a fucking nightmare and it's bulky and you got a fucking mess of shit
Actually,
under it. Like, it's
I'll
so
pull a
much
picture of
cleaner
it.
to have that. Like, that shit is beautiful. All those spacers are evenly lined up and they have the appropriate amount of wires for each thing. There's not a bunch of empty spaces in them. I mean, that shit looks fucking good.
Yeah, well, those are all. So all the little brackets that are holding wire are ones that that my design for this amp rack and Patrick's amp rack.
Nice. I mean,
Yeah,
if you did do some sort of cover like that was trimmed out, but it still had like windows to see all your wiring, I mean, that would be kind of cool. But that would
Just
be more or less.
the under seat section's kind of funky under there. I mean, we might be able to do something, but the box is going to be the thing that ends up looking like it came in the truck is the goal.
Is it flat under there? Is that going to lay down, or you have to build?
No. I'm gonna do some like you have to do like little spacers, but the floor is flat. There's just some bunch of bracket work in the way because the seat, like the bottom folds up and then the back folds down, and I'm retaining all that functionality.
Gotcha.
So it'll look clean when you flip the bottom seat up.
Yeah.
That'll look fucking dope.
So does it sit like in front of all your seat brackets, or the seat brackets are going to kind of go through some of that?
Let me see. Actually, I might have a picture of Patrick's because my buddy Patrick just did a full, basically a same location amp rack. His is just all DD. Let me find a photo of it somewhere. Do you have a picture of rack and truck?
Yeah, I think it'd be dope to have him on again. We'll shoot him a message and see if he'd like to join and give us some update on some of his cool new shit.
See what he says.
I need to get fucking a couple of these things in something and play with those. Please send them to me to test them and build confidence in our wireless stuff. And
what's up, Rob? Shoot me a message, my dude.
Oh shit! Favorite stretch of highway between? I can't remember which fucking freeway it is leaving San Francisco. But there's a particular one that's a little more like windy and through a little more like hills, and it's a freeway, and it ends up bringing you out to 580. It may be 380. I could be fucking tripping, but that's kind of my favorite way back rather than coming down 80. It's just because I haven't used it much. So none of the drives are really that fucking awesome. And usually that drive, like I like driving towards fucking Tahoe and Reno and being on the mountain roads and stuff like that where it's really beautiful. Heading towards San Francisco it's not horrible, but it's not my favorite. Better than driving south, I'll tell you that. Fuck that shit. That is shit. It literally smells like shit because it smells like cow shit.
It's the worst.
It's fucking, dude, it sucks so much. Like when I go to Vegas, I'm like, do I want to drive an hour and 45 minutes longer and go fucking through Nevada?
I do.
I might. And I've on purpose when you had the showdown at that taco festival fucking nightmare. When I left there, we weren't far from Pahrump, so I looked and it was like 40 minutes longer to get home. And I was like, Nevada the route it is, baby. And I was off I fucking went. And I ended up in a goddamn storm and the whole fucking thing. And I had
COVID. So which way you would go 95 and it takes you through Pahrump and then you take like something through to Cali? Is that the way you go there? I never knew you could go that way.
You don't go all the way to fucking Pahrump, but you go up through fucking California, hit Reno, and then come over. I mean, up through Nevada and hit Reno and then come over. Whatever that.
I can't recall which way I went to get.
I'm not good with which fucking freeway I'm on. Like I'm like that way, like fucking
that freeway way.
That freeway there. Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Drew.
I was just gonna talk about the hurricane that's about to smack the shit out of Florida.
Yeah, it made a little turn. It wasn't heading towards you anymore, huh?
Well, this one never was like of concern.
What happened to one?
It went like 40 miles, like 30 miles east of us. That put us on the west side, so we were good. But the one that's about to hit Florida, they're talking about could be a category 4 or 5. It's going to be pretty aggressive.
I saw they're starting to evacuate people already. So.
Oh yeah, it's going to tear some shit up.
Yeah,
that shit's scary as fuck, man. I'm really not trying to fuck with a hurricane or a tornado like ever. Like I'm good.
I've been in a big one, the biggest one, honestly. It was wild. 2005. It was crazy.
What was that?
Where were you?
Cancun. Hurricane Wilma.
Oh hell.
Yeah, I think it still holds like the record for one of the categories as far as like strength goes. In one of the strength categories, it's up there. But it's weird. It's like it did something that most hurricanes never do. Is when they touch land, they usually like, I guess, speed up or dissipate and just kind of try to get back onto the water.
Normally like if they hit the south, they'll normally the air mass above the U.S. will push it east, like back into the Atlantic.
Yeah. So
and sometimes they can reform.
Usually when they hit Cancun, they just kind of like get sped up and get across the peninsula and then back into the Gulf. But it stayed on top of Cancun for 2 fucking days straight. It dumped like 48 inches of rain. It was crazy, dude. When we came out of the hotel or out of our shelter, there was just lakes in the middle of – there was lakes everywhere. There was cars floating. It was crazy. 50 inches of rain in 2 days or a day and a half, whatever.
And how long were you there? And then and were you stuck there or like?
Yeah, so they put us in the shelter on like Wednesday night, and then they let us out like Saturday afternoon. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It was like 4.5 days. Yeah.
You were in a shelter?
Yeah. So luckily, the resort I was staying at was like a pretty high-end place, and they had a Hurricane 5 shelter on premises. So we didn't really have to go anywhere. They just moved us in there. And yeah, it was actually not as bad as you would think. We got it lucky because, like I said, the resort I was at was nice. So they their staff still worked. They fucking fed us. They had like buffet breakfast and dinner for us every single day. It was still pretty. And even though we were on lawn chairs, in this huge auditorium underground or whatever, they were still taking care of us. So it was pretty good.
Oh, wow. So you were sleeping on lawn chairs for a couple days?
Yep. Yeah, there was
Like,
probably 1,000 people in there.
I hope it don't fucking wake up floating like fucking right.
Hey man, it is what it is, bud.
It just sounded like there was a jetliner above the building for like 2 days. It was just loud and windy. And by the last day, maybe it was 2.5 days. By the last day, it was like the building had just had enough. There was tiles starting to fall from too much water on them and stuff. So it was just we got just enough. And then they bust us like 10 hours into the middle of Mexico to take a flight out because the airport was too fucked up.
Yeah. So.
And that was a whole adventure amongst itself, dude. And a bus driving through the middle of Mexico. Oh, yeah.
Dude, you had a blast.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I feel a lot better about it being in the U.S. like fucking, but yeah, but at those resorts, man, they fucking try real hard. They got badass security staff and all kinds of shit. You know, they got a whole.
We heard some horror stories of people that were like, have you been to Cancun?
Yes.
You know how there's like a big strip of hotels, right?
Yep.
So about 10 miles, not 10 miles, maybe 5 miles, whatever, south of the strip was where our resort was. It was like on its own, in its own little like jungle beach area.
Okay.
So everybody that was on the strip area ended up getting kind of bused to like the inner part of Cancun to like the high schools and stuff. And there was some pretty roguish shit going on down there, like rapes and stabbings and shit. Like, we were real fortunate that we ended up where we ended up. It could have been bad.
Fuck.
Damn, son.
Yeah. Not good.
Like, damn, son, where'd you find this?
Shit. Well, it's an hour. Bobby, how you feeling?
Yeah.
Buddy?
Yeah, I'm gonna be heading yonder here in just a moment. Let's talk to Marius about having him on in the next 2-3 weeks or whenever is convenient for him, because we had requests from our people, and yeah, shit.
Sounds good.
All right.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, I can't. This is Doug Esminger, and his room at Prim, like, pretty sure it had a dead body in it and shit, and had a bunch of dirty socks. Dirty socks. Somebody was getting dirty with them socks.
What? What's the pile of filth exactly? Like garbage? What kind of filth?
Dude, he was describing it. Maybe we just have Doug jump on here one day. He's got a bunch of really fun stories. He's been through some cool stuff. But yeah, anyway. Fucking all right, kids. Yeah, we maybe could have Ben on. That'd be a good idea. Ben's a good dude. But all right. Well, shit, gentlemen. I'm gonna get out of here. I don't know if you guys are gonna keep on chooching, but everybody
I'm gonna go to dinner with one of my buddies. So yeah,
all right.
it's a good time for me to cut too. Cool.
All right, kids.
Fellas.
You gonna stay on, Mr. Drew?
I might hop on from the shop in a little bit. I want to try to get that whole amp rack buttoned up tonight. So
excellent.
I got a little bit more to do, and I'll be done. So.
Well, everybody go fix your fucking engine noise and be nice to people. And we'll see you guys next week.
Later.
All right, boys.
Later.